Today I wanted to read from one of my favorite books, Complex Borderline Personality Disorder by Daniel J. Fox. He is a psychologist that specializes in BPD, and he also has a YouTube channel. Highly recommend checking it out. His content is extremely useful, just like this book is. I'm going to be sharing from chapter 6. This is page 97, and this is talking about comorbid BPD and depression. So activities to push back on your depression. The core of your depression. Core content is a powerful thing, and it's in all of us. Your core content influences how you see yourself, others, and the world. Your core content was created over time as you grew up and came out of your positive and negative experiences. Sometimes your core content is directly related to an individual, usually a parent or caregiver, but other times it can be associated with events or situations. Identifying your core content can be a challenging task because it's often protected by what are called defense mechanisms. Defense mechanisms are usually perceived as unhealthy, but actually there are healthy and unhealthy ones. Your depression-colored glasses. When your core content is activated, it drives your surface content expression of depressive symptoms, potentially leading to a major depressive episode. When your depression reaches a certain level, you put on your depression-colored glasses, which helps the depression stay active and in place. However, when you know the root of your core content, you can better recognize the connection, which empowers you to challenge your core content, leading to a reduction in depressive symptoms and ideally the severity of the major depressive episode. Complex borderline made up of depression combined with BPD drives a powerful sense of helplessness that's connected to your core content. This helplessness can become so overwhelming that you feel blocked, trapped, and disconnected from your personal power to control your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Let's examine the areas of your depression-colored glasses may distort. Motivations: fear motivation, incentive motivation, inspiration motivation, thoughts, feelings, actions, events, situations. Your depression-colored glasses probably tend to make you see and feel a drain in your motivation, making you believe that you don't have the energy to meet your needs or the needs of others. It can also distort your perceived internal and external motivations. Internal motivation is the degree of personal satisfaction you get from doing something for yourself or someone else. Your complex borderline makes you see only the negative and causes you to believe that there is no satisfaction to be gained in fighting back against your complex borderline, as nothing will come from it and you're doomed. When wearing depression-colored glasses, external motivations are affected similarly to your internal motivations. Let's look at 3 common internal motivations: fear, incentive, and inspiration. Fear motivation includes acting in a way that's directed by the fear associated with the consequence. These glasses only show you the dreadful outcomes and what you have to lose, which activates your core content, draining your ability to push back against your complex borderline symptomology. Incentive motivation is behavior that's driven by an external reward, such as money, sex, or gratitude. This level of motivation is impacted by you downplaying the reward or only seeing the negative side of it, such as not enough money, no one wants to have sex with you, or no one is going to be thankful for what you do, so why do it? Inspiration motivation is from words, emotions, and actions put out by others. In this case, your complex borderline causes you to discredit and distrust sources of inspiration that drives you to see them as ploys and tricks to take advantage of you. This leads you to believe there is no sincerity in someone's inspiring words or deeds, or that you couldn't be inspiring or have a positive impact on yourself or someone else. When your core content is activated, it influences your surface content depression that distorts your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It does this by muddying your clear-headedness, which adds to your confusion and promotes the negative feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, worthlessness, emptiness, and abandonment. This can cause a significant and perpetual sense of confusion to see your goals, to see yourself, and to see others clearly, and to evaluate events and situations accurately. Misperceiving events and situations often leads to complex borderline symptom expression, such as impulsive risk-taking behaviors, self-harm, isolation, to name a few. And this makes it harder to determine the best course of action. When you're led by your core content and depression-colored glasses, you see threat, fear, abandonment, and worthlessness in most, if not all, events and situations. Consider this: discarding your distortions. On a new page in your journal, write "discarding my distortions" at the top. Draw a line down the center of the page. On the left side, write depression-colored glasses distortion areas. Below that, write each distortion area listed above. Motivations, thoughts, feelings, actions, events, situations, leaving enough space to write your responses. Describe the distortions you see using your depression-colored glasses, being as detailed as possible. On the right side of the page, write seeing with clarity. Below that, write something that challenges your distortions. Remember, your core content feeds your complex borderline. It's been with you for a while and it doesn't want to go away, but it's time. You may feel overwhelmed, confused, or even a rush of other complex borderline symptoms while doing this. This is expected, as your core content is being challenged and isn't used to seeing the world without the maladaptive depression-colored glasses. Seeing with clarity is a powerful skill, but it is just that, a skill. And all skills are built with time and perseverance. You may be wondering, can I do this? The answer is yes, you can do this. Here's the exercise if you wanted to screenshot for yourself, and you can also download the worksheet at that link. Your depression-colored glasses are fed by a cycle that justifies your core content, leading to surface content expression of complex borderline symptomology that keeps it powerful and in place. The more you feed your complex borderline core content and engage in the maladaptive patterns that reinforce it, the longer you're tethered to it. To prevent this, you need to learn and see with clarity, like you just did, but also you have to learn to push back on your complex borderline. I hope this was helpful, and I'll be sharing more from this chapter.